give me a sense here. We've heard about wonderful programs in the past that say they're going to help homeowners, but sometimes we hear from the folks who call us that it doesn't operate so easily when they actually try to put it into practice. Why is that?
Because we're at the investor's whim, I guess. We don't control it. We control about 10%. The rest of it is up to the investor. Now, Fannie and Freddie, being the biggest investors, control the majority of what goes on out there. The example being the 90 days past due before you can do anything. That was an initiative, I believe, and I may be wrong, but I believe it was set up by Fannie and Freddie, so most servicers had to follow that guideline. So once this all started to collapse, they changed it and said, no, we'll help people with imminent default, people that are not past due. That's actually what our site does. We will work with people that are not past due, that are having problems.
And the other thing that we've seen is requiring a big down payment before somebody can do a loan modification. And our thought process was, well, gosh, if I could afford $15,000 or $20,000, I'd be paying my mortgage.
I've never heard those amounts. Never. In the modifications that we do, we may require a down payment, but anything close to that.
Wow, Derek, I know we followed a gentleman down in the Miami area who was on the phone with, I believe it was EMC, specifically was told $10,000, $15,000. At one point it was $25,000, then it went back down to $7,500. I mean, I promise you I'm not making it up.
The only thing I can say is that's part of the reason why we set up the homeownership centers, is so that we could alleviate that problem and people could come in and sit down face to face and talk to someone and not have such an impersonal feeling in dealing with it.
What's the thought process behind that, requiring such a down payment when obviously the person is already in financial straits?
I couldn't answer that because I don't know what the parameters were, what the situation was surrounding the conversation.
But I mean in general, you mentioned that sometimes you require down payment.
In general, we may require down payment. Again, it's based on whatever the investor guidelines are, but again, without knowing the specifics, I couldn't say.
How do you see this actually changing moving forward? So when people tell us, I mean, and I've listened to the Way Forward podcast, and it sounds like, wow, they are like really going to do a lot to help people. But then you hear from homeowners who are like, I can't get through, they won't do the loan modification, it's going to require a down payment.
Again, that's why we set up the home ownership centers. There was a story on CNN about people sitting on hold for an hour and 2 hours on 800 numbers. And I think that's what the hierarchy at Chase saw happening, and that's why they set up these centers so that customers could come in and sit down and talk to someone face to face and get more of a personal touch to it.
How many modifications have you been able to do through? I mean, I know you've only been open for how long now?
About 30 days.
30 days, a month. Okay, that's fair. How many modifications have you been able to get through in that time period?
I think we've gotten through just a handful so far, and a lot of the reason that it's been put on hold was because until President Obama's plan was fully rolled out and integrated into our systems, we couldn't really push a lot through. So the only ones that we could control were the ones that were bank-owned that we could decision on our own.
Is that all in place now, or is it still? Because
it's all in place, and they're starting to move them through the pipe right now.
Do you see an increase in loan modifications as we move forward through the next month?
I hope so.
Yeah. How in your processing center, describe what we're going to be seeing.
Well, really all we do is we meet with the customers, have them bring all their documents in. We'll simply review and go over their documents, and then we submit them to a back room kind of underwriting group to answer questions and deal with it from there. And if they need any additional documents or anything more current, they'll get with us and let us know.
So the actual time frame that they were talking about in there, it's going to be, you're going to be able to tell people, we'll let you know in this frame instead of get back.
We stay in constant contact with them. That's why we have the customers come in and meet with us, so we can stay in constant contact. So if it's a week, 2 weeks before we know anything, we're still in touch with the customer to let them know.
Okay, so a difference then? I mean, are we at the beginning of a turning tide here?
Oh, yes. Yes.
How so?
I just believe that all the servicers and all the investors and everyone out there realize that they don't want to be in the property management business.